welcome to episode 2 of PVM Sos. The first episode went down an absolute treat, so if you want to follow the rest of my progress towards me getting my very own Staff of Sliske, be sure to hit that subscribe button to not miss out. This episode we've got loads of bosses, a montage, and I'm going to be delving into more detail on the loot we get and how I'm investing the profit I make. So let's have a look at what bosses are on episode 2. So last episode we made 250 mil out of the roughly 2.2 mil we're going to need for the Staff of Sliske, and I spent it upgrading my gear, buying a Pernix body, Pernix chaps and a Nox bow for a total of 181 mil, leaving us roughly 69 mil in the bank. And my goal was really just to boss as much as I could and get to a scythe nice and quickly for the God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses. So I did some duos, Nex and Gregorovic mainly, getting a Shadow Glaive and Sliske in Essence, and some Pernix boots as notable drops before heading to raids, where I got my first full raids kill ever, and it was in a RSK learner group, and that was fine, that went really well actually. And then I did it in a random group afterwards, and that didn't go too smoothly at all. So I basically banked just before Yaka and somehow was completely oblivious to the fact my familiar hadn't been filled up. I still don't know why it didn't get filled up, but either way it didn't get filled up. I only noticed when I just had that dreaded message come up in my chat screen like 2 minutes into the raid.
Keep your health up. Literally, this boss is not fucking, his life points are not going down.
I've got no items in my beast of burden.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking.
How have you managed this already? Christ, you must have been eating like a fucking truck.
No, then I didn't put any in the first place.
Oh, you didn't put any in?
Seriously. When does it make it look like a mechanic killed me and I'm not just an idiot?
Die to these sharks. Just get pulled in by these sharks and let yourself go.
Okay. Alright, I'll stand here and I won't run away.
Run into the centre. Run round some sharks. Do it, lad.
Yeah. No, I sign a life. I had to sign a life. I think that's the very definition of a leech raid. But anyway, after some lovely messages about how well the team did, standard really, I claimed my loot and got the last laugh because I got an ability codex, so this made me a bit more cash, and I headed to arraxor to try and complete a leg. I believe I got the first 2 pieces in around 65 kills, which is amazing for me because it's usually about 400 kills. But couldn't get the middle leg before it rotated, so we're going to have to go back there when I change back combat styles, I think. But anyway, my plan was to sell all my loot and try and afford a scythe. Right, so I've just finished selling my loot tab, and honestly I'm pretty surprised. It sold for 115 mil-ish. We still have 2 legs and a spider web we can't sell. So in total we've made 200 to 205 mil, which is, it's actually insane. Like, I didn't record it all because I didn't think I'd make this much money, but it's kind of just appeared. It's weird. I've genuinely made so much money. It's crazy. I don't even think I did that much bossing. I did 2 full raids, I think an hour or 2 at Nex, 3 hours at Gregorovic, and we did do quite a lot of kills at arraxor, maybe like 100, but that's a lot of money. And I also just saw my range setup, so we're on 294 mil in cash alone, so that should be enough for a decent melee setup. So I am indeed going to go and buy a scythe and some malevolent armour, and go into detail about the money and the progress we've made after this montage. So sit back and enjoy.
Lost in a lonely haze, getting it good ain't easy. Hold on to what you got. You're not a fleeting phase.
So here we are, God Wars Dungeon 2, hopefully about to make a ton of money. I want to do a few hours at each of the bosses and then 10 hours at helywyr, so let's see how we go. First up is the twins, super fast and easy money with the scythe. However, because of that they killed a lot and the drops are cheap, but I'm not going to complain if I get one.
I'll make you better.
First instance down at 3.7 mil in the bag. Target for next hour, it's 4 mil, it's gotta be. There we go. Basically a mill drop. I said I wouldn't complain, but god damn it sucks to get the cheapest weapon. I'm absolutely loving the twins so far. They just might be my favourite God Wars 2 boss. Getting around 1 win 10 kills, and I just love it when they meet in the middle. You're banging like 12 Ks on your Zerg. Last hour complete. Look at this bad boy. 4.2 mil and 1.9 mil in Infernal Ashes alone. They're certainly the drop to get here. It's been a great 5 hours and some good money has been made. Let's head to the next boss and see if that can compare. So next up was Vindicta, but oh, that little bastard was not giving me anything. I'm not even going to waste your time, Whistleloo. It was shit, shit and more shit. No rare drops apart from an essence. It was terrible. I get slow kills, which means poor loot. I think everyone has a boss that they just don't get along with. And Vindicta's currently mine. And to top it all off, I managed to die 3 times by getting bored and not paying attention. Then I look up and I've just been hit like 8k in the purple clouds. It was terrible. But we will swiftly move on and never visit this boss again. Right, I'm now at Gregorovic. I wanted to do a couple of hours here, as even the essence is worth like 7 mil, so it can be great money. However, I've only done it duo before, and I'm starting to realise that solo Greg absolutely bangs. I'm having to bank 3+ times an hour, so I think I'm going to have to duo the second hour, but despite that, I'm having a lot of fun at this boss at the moment. Finally! It's been like 8 hours since the Twin Blades drops, and I was dry. But that is amazing. A drop for 7 mil and essence. I'll have more of that, please.
We got a drop.
Did we? Oh yeah, Shadowglaive. Nice. Oh, my phone's just gone off as well. Sick. Greg finished. We made all kinds of gains here. 5 mil split from one instance. 7 mil drop in the other instance. This was well worth it. Now onto the final God Wars boss. Here it is then, the start of 10 hours at helywyr. Never soloed him before, so defensive abilities are gonna take some getting used to, but I'm hoping for 3 to 4 drops. I've currently got the drop rate increased by 75%, so if I don't get any, I think I'm gonna be mildly salty by the end of this 10 hours, but let's see how it goes. Instance 1 complete. We did have to bank once, but it went alright actually. Not sure how much I made because I had to bank some of the loot, but I guess around 2 mil. And the boss is pretty enjoyable so far actually. Right, hour 3, you can see my aura has literally just run out, which shows I only just died. I ran out of food just before the end of the instance, the very last kill. So I'm pretty sure on hour number 4, we're going to be able to last the full trip eventually. First drop in 4 hours, right at the end of the instance, and it's a bloody essence. Hour 4, we obviously got the essence as our last drop, which was very nice. I also managed to last a full hour, which is even nicer, and we got 3.3 mil, which is our best loot so far by a long shot. Get in there. This is about hour number 6-ish. And we only went and got a bloody one. Beautiful 16 mil right there. What a way to end the dry streak. And I think this is the second best drop you can get here. Whoa, crest. We got a crest. 18 mil. Best drop you can get from helywyr. This has been great. We've made up like 30 mil in 2 drops. And we've still got 2 hours left to go. Helywyr getting a little bit repetitive now. Although I do really enjoy it. And I definitely want the pet here. That's my goal at the minute. But 2 hours left, we'll see what we get. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know if I got carried away with the montage, but honestly I just had so much fun making it. I was doing loads of editing and not looking back till the end, but to balance out the montage with details, let's have a look at the loot we got. Now, we're going to be going through rune metrics. I'm not sure if it's as satisfying as a loot tab, so I'll show that as well, me selling that. But I can go through rune metrics much clearer, and it's, for me personally, I find it much easier to see where the money really came from. So first up, Twin Furies. Spent 5 hours here, getting 155 kills and 21.5 mil, which means I got around 31 kills per hour and made 4.3 mil per hour, which is pretty good to be honest. I really think I could push that to 5 mil an hour with some small improvements. And also the rare drop we got was only worse than mil, which is why Twin Furies tends to be worse than the other God Wars dungeon bosses purely because of the cheap rares. But it's very consistent money. As you can see, the 3 big drops here, Infernal Ashes, Wine of Zamorak and Rune 2H Swords. I think they're all well over 200k per drop, and below that's Rune Ore. I don't think that's too valuable a drop. I think we just got tons of it. Not sure on that though. Next up, Vindicta. 5 hours here, 119 kills. So already like 36 kills less at Vindicta than Furies. But we made 15 mil GP, which is 24 kills per hour and 3 million gold per hour. That's terrible, but they're slow kills. You can definitely expect more from this. I've just had a poor time, so we'll move on. But yeah, I think Vindicta would actually be better money than Twins on a regular day. Gregorovic is a little difficult to work out because I got 42 kills in 2 hours solo, and that made me 10.8 mil. And then I duoed an hour with Dan and got a 5.2 mil split, which obviously doesn't show on rune metrics. So we totaled 16 mil over 3 hours. So I averaged 21 kills per hour here and 5.3 mil gold per hour. But this is with some huge RNG. We got 2 drops in 3 hours, which is crazy. I mean, we got 1 drop in 5 hours at Twins, no drop in 5 hours at Vindy, and 2 drops in 10 hours at Greg. So really lucky on the rare drops here, which I think makes it look a bit better money than it is. But then also at the same time, I did have to bank like 3 times when I was doing solo trips. So maybe it is accurate. Maybe Greg is really good money. But this is definitely a boss I want to figure out how to solo for a full hour and not have to bank and come back and revisit, because it's genuinely a fun boss. I just can't last an hour there food wise. So now on to the big boy, a helywyr, very fun boss. Although I did it for 10 hours over just a few days, like I said at the end, it did become very repetitive, and it's not even a boss you can slightly look away from in it or you'll get clawed 3 times. But I'm going for the pet here as well, like I said, so I'll be continuing to spend a decent amount of time here getting that KC up. But anyway, I did 10 hours as you guys know, got 221 kills total and 65 million GP. So that's 21 kills per hour, and I think 28 kills or over per hour is a good amount for people. So again, I really need to sort that DPS out. So we did average 6.5 million GP per hour here. Massively down to those 2 rare drops I got in hours 6 and 8. So this was by far my favourite boss in the end. Just everything about it, fun wise, pet wise, money wise. Common theme with God Wars dungeon bosses though is common drops suck. So when you're on a dry streak, it's really demotivating. But you can see with helywyr, Grimy Lantern Time drops made us almost 10 mil alone, which is crazy. So there are some rewarding drops. And also the 2 rare drops in 221 kills. I'm not sure if that's lucky, average or unlucky. I think it's about right. 2 drops in 10 hours seems to keep the boss rewarding but not ridiculous for drop rates. So we did the 23 hours of bossing in the God Wars Dungeon 2. We made 117 mil total, which is around 5 mil per hour here. I'm pretty happy with that, but I honestly think if I got my kill times up and had a little more luck, I could easily average 7 mil per hour here. The only thing I'm starting to realise is I'm spending my time at this God Wars dungeon and I'm thinking I could be earning 10 mil an hour at Rax, and it's just, there's not much incentive. Like if I wasn't doing the series, I'd probably just do arraxor all day because it's just so good money. And obviously you've got Telos and AOD as well that are also insane money, but I haven't got into either of those yet. That's the only problem. I think they're definitely all very good beginner bosses, but once you get into like high level PVM, they do kind of feel redundant really. So, where are we overall? Well, I decided to sell everything I got, and it got me 335 mil GP, and then also we have some untradables. The 2 leg pieces and the web are worth around 90 mil, and the malevolent armor is worth 22 mil. So in total, my current wealth on the series so far is 447 mil. So huge progress for only 2 episodes. However, in a few days' time, double XP arrives, and I'm going to be spending absolute bank. I do want to max at some point, so I'm going to be putting a ton of hour and gold in over the weekend. I mean, Silverhawk feathers alone for my agility are going to just deplete that cash stack. So what does this mean for this series? Well, next episode, I'm going to be doing a massive amount of bossing, I think. Maybe cut back on the montage for the next week, just so I can put in more time bossing and just go for massive, massive gains. And then the week after that, or episode after that, should I say, it's not coming out in a week's time. Every 5 weeks, bro. So yeah, just for the next episode, perhaps get a ton of bossing in and get the GP stack back up and then over 500 mil. So if there's any bosses you'd like to see me do in the next episode, let me know. If you've made it this far into the vid, you're an absolute bloody legend. Thanks very much for watching. As always, leave some feedback or things you'd like to see in the next episode down below. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will literally see you guys in a couple of days' time with some progress vids before double XP begins, and there will also be some double XP progress videos as well. We're gonna max, baby. Not this weekend, several months' time, but we're gonna max. Anyway, see you later, guys.